Hi, everyone. This is your Sifu right here. Welcome to another Tao Talk episode. And today we are going to talk about the topic of prayers. Okay, so a lot of Westerners are very familiar with this word, basically because of the Catholic and Christian. They always focus on prayers and prayers and prayers. Now, today there's, I saw a news thing like Trump was telling people to pray on the Sunday and such. And, well, I have to make this slapshot to, for a bunch of my disciples because a lot of people are like freaking out about, oh my goodness, like these other religious people are like doing their praying. So what do we do? Like, wow, there's a lot of, they would think, okay, there's like tons of pollution out there. You know, who knows who is praying for what and whatever. Energy pollution, okay? Well, here I would say, don't be panic. Don't panic. Okay. Here I'm going to explain how our version, like the Taoist version of prayers work. So, to do a prayer, what is the purpose? Well, I guess any one of you will come up with the same answer, which is beg for help. Beg your God for help, right? Be it like your God is what? Jesus or Buddha or whatever God, okay? It doesn't matter. What religion, okay? You still have your God. So you're asking God for help. Very simple, right? Now, every kind of prayer consists of three parts. That is very, very, very much the same. And it's basically just like how we communicate in real life. Number one, you have to dial the phone number. Like you have to connect to the God, like have a way to find God, right? So you got to have the phone number, dial the phone number, and then number two, you say the request. So you keep requesting, okay? Now after that, number three is what? Number three is you send off the prayer so that finally that stuff is gone to the other side and concluded. So your God is like, okay, I gave you the stuff, the help. Now you sent it off and the help energy, okay, the help power will be sent off to a destination. So you basically act like a middle agent for your God. Be it whatever God it is, it's the same thing. So that's right. You are the middle agent. You're like in the middle, okay? Number one is, well, the God is at your back, so you connect to the God at your back. Number two is you tell the God what you want, and the God will transfer you what kind of help you need. Now your body contains all that help, that energy. And then number three is you deploy these energy, these help power to the place you want it to go. So that's very simple, right? Let's say in the company, you have your boss behind you. Okay, the big boss behind you. You are in the middle. And then maybe you can say another client, okay, a client or a customer is in front of you. So you pray for help, right? So you talk to the God or the boss behind you and say, oh, boss, we need help. Okay, we need help right here. Our help is we need maybe like, we need a new phone, okay, something like that. We need whatever. And then when you say that, okay, your boss gives you the stuff you want. And then you give this customer the things that your boss gave you, right? So basically you're in the middle. You take from your source and you deploy it to something that you want to give or give the help to, okay? So that's the prayer. It's a universal structure because that's how it works in communication. Just like when we talk to people, it's often like that too, like the 3-step. So, number 1, knowing who you're talking to is important. You can't just like take out some kind of books and then recite it and expect that to work, because like, who are you? And who are you finding? Who are you calling, right? I got a lot of people doing like these scam calls on my cell phone, and then they just, hello, you have been chosen to be the lucky winner of this Miami Beach cruise. And I'm like, what the heck? I don't even know you. Who are you finding? Like, you can't even call my name. Like, they don't even know my name. And they're like, hi, Mr. Okay, you see? So you need to first know who is the God, right? And has the God approved, acknowledge, and know you? Maybe not. Well, how do you know? Well, very simple. Number 1 is, are you connected to that God? Have you been like establishing a certain type of like relationship with this God? For example, in our lineage, you will ordain and be a disciple of the God. The God acknowledge and accept you by giving you a Taoist name. So you will be using your Taoist name to communicate with this God that basically is what you call your Tao, okay? The Taoist name is like your ID, like your worker ID. So if you don't have your ID and you're like your ordinary self, then you cannot talk to the boss. Like, the boss never agreed or know of or acknowledge of who you are, right? Because they only know who you are by your ID. Because the ID is given by your boss, okay? So in our lineage, you have your Taoist name. Like, for example, it's usually like a teen X, okay? Teen something. Okay, so you got your name. You got to have the phone number. Like, where's the thing that you dial to reach your God? How do you reach the God? Every religion has a different method, okay? So you can't say this is the method and like, oh, that's it for every religion. Every religion is different. And in our lineage, you have what we call the heart spell. The heart spells are granted to you, and they are magically going to channel, like connect, and then channel the Samlo, Josie Samlo's God power down here to you. It's basically like a phone number that lets you dial your phone number, okay, to reach that God in the lineage. So yeah, it's one of the things that you have when you ordain, when you become a real disciple. You have your heart spell. So basically, when you put the palms together, close your eyes and recite the heart spell, and of course you have to stomp your foot, left foot, then you are already connecting to the other side. How easy is that? Yeah, put the hand together, recite the spell, stomp your foot, just like you press send, okay? Stomping the foot is like you're pressing the enter key, right, to send. And basically that is going to get you connected to the gods already. Okay? See? How easy is that? Number 1, step 1 is done. You're connected, right? Now, number 2 is to tell the God what happened, what kind of help you want, etc. And of course, there's always the better way to say all these things in a more like a structural way, so that you won't be all over the place and you'll know exactly how to talk properly when you talk to the God, okay? Because you don't want to like go all over the place and then, kind of think as you like talk along, okay? You want to be prepared, you want to be organized, you want to be giving the right message to your God and not have the God like kind of misinterpret whatever you mean, right? So there is actually some structural way to report to the God. And here we'll talk about these. So after you can connect to your God, channel to the God, like establishing a connection, right? Next is you're going to do the actual praying, which is telling the God in whatever language you like about what kind of help you want. Like it's basically just like saying you dial the phone number and now it's time to talk. Okay, so you talk, and tell what you need, what you want to help with, what's the problem, and all that stuff. Okay, so after you're done talking, then you can go to step 3. Now, before that, I want to talk a little bit about how to ask for help. In our lineage, we have a very nice structural way to do it. Okay, and that is by using a very nice structure that actually relates to our Samlo theory and also the 5 elements theory. But anyway, let me get you going first, okay? So, how to do that? Well, first, number 1 is we'll say time, location, and what is going on. Okay? Just the 3 things first, okay? Simple. For example, now at home, I am praying to whatever God for help. Okay, very simple. You can use this structure all the time, like everywhere. It's so useful. Like even for work, when you talk to your boss or something like that, you can use this too. Okay. Now you might think, but I haven't told him what happened. Well, it's fine. Okay. Now just keep going. Look at the more advanced version. Okay. I repeat. Now 3 things. Okay. Time, location, what are you doing? Okay. Now at home, I am praying to God for help. Very simple, right? Okay, let's change it. Now, in hotel, a name for the hotel, in room something. Okay, okay. Let's go like this. Now in DoubleTree Hotel, room 304. I am here. I, disciple, your name. It's here to pray to God for help. Okay, that's simple, but it's more like you're away from home right now. Okay, so you're in the hotel room, or you can say, like, I now at this bubble tea shop, located, like between whatever street. Okay, disciple, your name. It's here to pray to God for help. Why do you need to say like now, like the time, and then the location? Why? Well, very simple. Think about it. The other side, okay, it's like you're calling you're calling another person, right? You need to let the person know where you are, how to track you down, right? So you want to be making sure that you are trackable. So you present yourself like now, whatever time, 3:05 p.m. Okay. Now, maybe there's like time difference, right? Your 3:05 p.m. is my like maybe 12 a.m. or something like that, right? So who knows? But if you say it, like you make sure that there's a time, then I can track down and know what kind of help to give you. For example, I know that you're about to get off work soon, then I know what kind of help to give you that matches that kind of situation, right? Okay, so also the location. When you are specific, then there is a way for the other side to deliver the stuff to you, right? Like if I have to give you food, I don't know where you are, how can I give you the food, right? So time, location, what you're doing, for what purpose. Okay, now the more advanced version, here we go. For example, we're like praying for the coronavirus issue, right? We want to pray for God's help so that God can, let's say, protect me and my family, my loved ones, and hope that they won't get contaminated, they won't get sick. Okay, so how do you do that? Let's say, okay, fake example. Now it's 3:05 p.m. I'm now at my house, my home, in front of the altar, and I'm praying to God for help. New section right here, okay? Number 4 section, before. And then number 5, after. What is before and after? Before is about like what happened before you pray. What happened? And then after is like, okay, after I pray, what I wish to happen. So I would start by saying, right now there are a lot of people out there with this coronavirus, and they're spreading it all over the place. And the news was reporting and like saying that it's very dangerous. Many people can get infected, all that stuff. Okay. And then at the last section, I would say, and therefore I beg your help to protect, I beg for your power to protect me and my loved one, which include A, B, C, D, E people, okay, and my house and my car to be protected and not have that virus contaminate us or have a chance to get into us and such like that. And then after I'm done, I can conclude my prayer. You see, the praying part is so systematic. But think about it. If you are the God and I'm talking to you, you are not here. You're not at my location. You cannot see my location. You don't know my time. You don't know where I am. So I only know how I can talk to you. It's like you suddenly have a voice in the sky, boom, and, just keep talking. How do I know who that is, and how do I know how to connect to them, right? If I want to give help, I want to know where to give. So let's say you are the God, okay? Think about it. You are the God, and I'm now praying to you, okay? So you listen and feel how it feels to be God right now with a good disciple knowing exactly how to pray. Okay, let's go. Okay, the phone ring. Prayer comes in. Now it is 3:05 p.m. I am now at my home at Street Unit in front of my altar. Disciple Teen X is here to pray to you, to my God, for help. Right now, a lot of people are sick and a lot of people are infected with the coronavirus. The news has just reported that a lot of cases have been showing up, and there's a high risk of being contaminated or infected if you're not careful or whatever bad luck happened to you. Okay, like that. When I walk on the street, I'm worried, and I'm also worried for my loved ones. And therefore, I'm here to beg for your help to protect me and my loved ones, my house, my car, and my pet, everything, to be able to block off or to repel this coronavirus and or something alike or any kind of negative energy to be repelled away and not stick on us. And basically that's the end of my prayer. At the end, I'm going to do my concluding. I bow, 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 and you're going to thanks to God. Okay, so basically, you see, that's how it's done. A professional prayer. It's easily done. right? It's organized. When you listen to it, you know what happened, what they want, exactly where they are, how to deliver everything there, and boom. Now, how do you send this thing off? How do you send it off? That's the trick. Like having a prayer is easy. Like talk is easy. God can track you down. God can give you the power that you want. But how can this be actually effective? How? Like, yeah, I'm giving you the help. I'm beaming my power to you. How can my power actually work? How can it be delivered to the people who is in need? There needs to be a medium. For example, if you are a doctor and you need to give your help to someone to cure their sickness, you need to have the medicine. Your wisdom goes into the medicine. Your knowledge, right, goes into the medicine. And people can then eat the medicine that you prescribed and get well. In magic, in religious stuff, you also need a medium to contain that prayer and then send off the power. For example, you can be putting a cup of water in front of you, and then you say, may the prayer, like after you're done, right? And then you can ask the God, may God please bless this water for this whatever purpose. And then you bow. You hold up the water, show the God, and you bow. And then after that, well, the water is blessed, meaning that the power of your God went into the water. Now you can take the water, sprinkle around to wherever you need help, and there you go. You can also be taking a bunch of incense and say, may God empower and bless the incense. And if the incense smoke, the odor goes to wherever place, is wherever the God's power will go. So if I burn the incense right here, and the smoke and the odor goes all over the house, like really everywhere, you just stand there and you can smell incense. That means the God power is also delivered to where you can smell the incense. And incense travels around. They are like smoke, right? So if you let the incense smoke to go around in your house, it's like, okay, the whole house got smoked up. And the smoke is actually containing the God's help. You can also use other methods, such as, I'm holding up a candle, a fire, a torch, and I'm saying, may the heat and light of the torch carry the power of God and shine and radiate its light on whatever, whoever, wherever, right? There's many ways to deploy the magic power. Of course, there are some ways that work better than others according to the situation, but that's the main idea. The main idea, is like you need something. So what if I don't have anything and I'm just praying with my bare hands? Well, very simple. You can also use your bare hand to send off the magic by pushing out and visualizing the person or the whoever need help, and you just close your eyes, think of them for a while, and then you give that side a palm strike, like push out, and you're pushing all the God's power through your body, through your palm, and out to the other side. And that's also one way you can deploy it, There are many, many ways to deploy the magic, but the theory is always like, this is to conclude and also to deploy the help power that we just requested, right? So basically, every religion goes through about the same kind of method. And you must have the number 3 process in order to get the magic out there. Okay, or else it's like, okay, you talk to the boss, right? You talk to the boss, and the boss just gave you all the stuff, and it's on your desk. But you don't take these things and you just walk outside and you expect to give people help. Of course not, right? So as you can see, a structural and a very wise and logical way to do these prayers, it's going to benefit you a lot. And it doesn't matter which religion you are in. Okay, this method itself is just making things so much better. So basically, for our disciple in the lineage, you can be first doing your heart spell, and then you'll be talking to Sam Lo Josie, and then like in our method, you would say time, location, what you're doing, and then before and after, right? After all that stuff is said, the last thing is to send it off, which is to bring the hand sign, the palm, up to the forehead, bow 3 times, and then you conclude and say, okay, let's send it over there. Now, you separate the palm and push outside. As you push, you're thinking of like where to push, who to push it to, etc. Okay? So you have to like kind of visualize the person, and then you give that person a push, and the push is going to carry the God's help, the God's power to go all the way to the other side. Okay? So basically, that's how a prayer can work. And that's also how we can do our prayers in our lineage as well. Some people may ask, but when do we use prayer? Like, if you can do magic, okay, you can do spells and the fu and such, why do we still resort to prayers sometimes? Why do we need to do prayers? Like, why don't we just do some magic and, give them a fu or something like that? Now, here's the thing. Prayers should be done often. Why? Because you're telling the God about yourself. You're also like telling the God what you want and who you are, what you want and such. You're building up that connection. You're building up that profile, right? So doing magic is like a quick thing, but you're not telling the story. You're not letting the other side know more about you. And it's like a friend, okay? Like a friend or a boss. If you tell the boss all the time about your story and stuff like that, your boss know you and know how to help you better. If you just like take the company's tool and go outside and use the tool to fix things, okay, that's not going to really help to build that relationship. Yeah, you can solve the problem, but sometimes things are just too complex and they need more details. By doing a good prayers, you can give details, and it doesn't matter what language you speak. That's the good thing about it. You only need to speak you need to say the Chinese heart spell, like to recite the heart spell in Chinese, and that's it. Everything else can be in any language that you use to speak, and it's so easy. Anyway, so up to here, I hope you guys like this episode. And if you do have questions, feel free to comment below. And so, yeah, we'll see you next time. And for my disciples, okay, hope you guys understand more right now, not be freaking out. And also, you can start to also pray and send these prayers to the lineage and also to outside, people who are suffering from the virus and things like that. Okay. So, yeah, basically that's it. And we'll see you next week. Okay, next time. Bye-bye.